Here, more to the left a little bit. And then to the far right, please.
And eyes are here together, please.
This place is on Netflix right over your head.
Your house crew.
I am.
It's house crew.
I'm house music.
Crew of one. Thank you. Right here for the film. I'm on house arrest. Right here for the film side.
Steve, both straight ahead, please. Wonderful. Thank you. Steven, headshot right here.
That sounded good.
That's a good heart. Close up.
Risked their lives to serve in World War II to tell the story. Well, it's not just filmmaking, it's documentation of true events. And these filmmakers were storytellers. And a lot of them told stories based on the imagination of writers and novels. But this, for the first time, they went into a genre that they had never experienced before, the genre of photojournalism. And you wouldn't think any of them would have any real skills in this area as documentarians, but they did. And they were all as brilliant as documentarians as they had been and continue to be as filmmakers.
Well, I think there's a lot of movies being made about photos.
One of the mythologies that gels, that coalesces during this period is the fact that the American dream, the bravery of this generation, the fight, the honor, the dignity, all these things are things that are seen through the eyes of an immigrant that sees America with a love and passion and care that is very much of a man that is belonging to the land. So this is where a lot of the myth is forged by the immigrant gaze upon America, I think as testimonied in the book and in the film, even in a positive profile of him, they used to call him a little whoop, without any regard. I mean, there was Irish immigrants and Italian immigrants for the best part of the early 20th century were looked and frowned upon the way, for example, Mexican immigration is frowned upon right now. They were not looked as positive, productive citizens, and they had to fight their way into the American psyche, the culture, the way of living, and what Capra did is forge a mythology for us.
George Stevens Jr., one of my closest friends, I think.
But I always thought that Frank was motivated a little bit by the betrayal of his home country, by Italy, who had joined the Third Reich. He was born in Sicily, after all, and he came to America and knew what that country was all about. So it was a real passion for him.
And William Wyler was from Toulouse and the border of France and Belgium. He too was an immigrant. And he went in the Air Force. And he wanted to make a film about a B-29 flying over Germany, and he picked out a plane called the Memphis Belle. And they made this wonderful film, and Willie went on those flights, and he lost his hearing, and he thought he'd never direct again. But he got enough of it back to make The Best Years of Our Lives and Ben-Hur.
Absolutely, that's the service of Mark's book and of Laurent's movie. I mean, it's going to make it accessible to a lot of people that aren't even clear now who these great directors are. But so the series shows not only what they did in the war, but what they were coming from and what amazing body of work they had. It comes very naturally. When you've been doing it for 40 years, and it was, I think, the 4th Star Wars movie I was writing, and Han's always been my favorite character, and my son took over the writing, and he's very into it, so it has no time, and now we have a new young Han. He's great.
What's the weirdest request someone's made to you to try to get information on the new films?
I don't tell anything anyway, so I can't keep track.
All right, man. Always a pleasure.
Showing so why it was shocking.